So if you have a hot day like today, you need a dip. You can see the people here. They're already down cooling their feet. Look, look, look. Wow. And the smell from the flowers. Absolutely beautiful. If you want to sit somewhere, enjoy the view of Cavtat, I don't think it gets any better. Again, look, a small sandy beach. I would say Cavtat is full of surprises, and most of them, almost all of them, super positive. Hi everyone, in today's video we are visiting Cavtat, a village which is located 18 kilometers south of Dubrovnik and 5-6 kilometers from the Dubrovnik airport. And what we're going to do in today's video is simply have a walk around the town, so you can kind of get the vibe, the feeling. Maybe Cavtat is a place you want to spend your holiday. So let's get going and see how the village or town looks like. And we are of course now in the town center. And Cavtat is located in the end of a bay, and majority of the town is on a peninsula, and that's basically the one we are walking out on now. And there's a second peninsula over there, which is basically more or less just a nature area. And of course all the life is centered around this part of town and the seaside promenade we're going to go down now. And as you can see to my left, a lot of people wants to sell you tours. We actually did it the other day. There's a boat going from, lots of companies offer that. There's a boat sailing from here to Dubrovnik, which takes between an hour and 15 minutes. Which is a great alternative to taking an Uber, a taxi or whatever. That takes maybe 30 minutes, 35 minutes, depending on the traffic. This maybe double the time, but you're on the sea and you land directly on the old town port and can explore the old town, and in the afternoon take a boat back. So definitely recommendable. But as you see, this area, everywhere, we just parted restaurants, coffee bars, and it basically continues. I was down here the other evening having a dinner. I will put some footage in the video from when I was walking in the evening. Lots of people sitting in all the restaurants. Hear the birds, total holiday vibe. And there seemed to be that there was lots of couples in all ages, but also families with kids. So I think the audience is relatively mixed here. But nice how they made it with the palms all along here. And an interesting thing about Cavtat is it's used, it basically originated as a Greek settlement in the 4th to the 6th century BC, and it was called that time Epidaurum or Epidaurus, and it was quite important in those days. And at that time actually Dubrovnik didn't exist, and one of the reasons why, you know, Dubrovnik is connected to Cavtat is that Cavtat was attacked in the 7th century by the Slavs, and the people who escaped from here basically escaped to an area where Dubrovnik is today. So that was kind of how the two cities are connected. But look, restaurants everywhere, everywhere. And by the way, a tip with the boat, all these which were selling down here on the promenade, they were of course trying to catch me and have me book a ticket. It was, they offered 20 euro for a return ticket, which is really reasonable, and compared to probably with an Uber, you will pay 20 something. So if you're only a few people, the boat is the same price. But I thought, you know, I'm not gonna buy it now. And then I actually walked in more areas of town, and I found another place where somebody was selling, and I could get the return ticket for 15 euros. So maybe don't jump on the first one. Have a look around, then you might get a discount, or maybe you can even negotiate with them if you're 3-4 people. I think you can actually. Beautiful. And of course, you don't even have the not only have the boats going to Dubrovnik. There also, some of them are stopping in small villages on the way. But you also have a lot of tour boats. You can go and see the Elefati Islands. They have all kinds of other tours. They explained me everything the other day. So definitely an option to get to see something. And here we have two new things. To the right, a Franciscan monastery, and to the left, the beach, which is closest to the center. So if you have a hot day like today, you need a dip. You can see the people here. They are already down cooling their feet. And also, question about clean water. You know, please come here, go in barefoot and tell me if it's sticking a little bit, then you know it's clean. No, don't really step on these ones without having your water shoes on, because it's not a comfortable feeling. So if you need evening walks, you see shade here. And we're not gonna walk the whole path here. I'm just gonna walk a bit out to see, to show you how it looks like. But this path basically goes all the way around the peninsula, and from here on there might be a few scattered houses, but most of the part is basically just woods you're walking through. And when you get out to the end, or basically get to the head of the peninsula, and you go a little bit around the other side, there's a few a couple of nature beaches. Smaller ones. And if it wasn't for the trees, we should be able to see Dubrovnik now. So really nice nature walk. I think we're just gonna go up to there, and then we are gonna leave it to you guys to explore the rest. Otherwise, we are gonna be completely dead walking in this heat, because there's many other paths I would like to show you. Probably you hear it. We have a plane coming in. I will not lie to you, if you are staying in Cavtat, you will hear the planes, and Dubrovnik airport is quite busy. But I spent when I was here the other day sitting, I think, you know, after some time you really don't notice that much. I wouldn't make that a decisive factor, because in general the city is really nice, or the town is really nice. So now we see Dubrovnik clearly out there. Probably on the camera it's hard to see, but this kind of gives you an idea how close Dubrovnik is. So we're gonna head back to the city, and then we're gonna continue from down there again, because as I said, exploring all this is on you. And this is one of the typical boats going to Dubrovnik. You see, this one doesn't have many passengers. That one is probably gonna go into the next bay, so you can actually get on these boats here at the center, but also in the next bay where you have hotels and stuff. I think this particular company is gonna go there and pick up passengers, so they don't have to walk over here. So now our plan is we're gonna go, there's a mausoleum, which is more or less the highest point on the peninsula. There should be a fantastic view from up there. So we are gonna try to see if we can find it. And you can see here, it's the Račić family mausoleum. Open air cinema, same way. And of course, bad news, we have the famous stairs. If you're on holiday in the Dubrovnik region, Be prepared. Oh, look. Look, look, look. Wow. And the smell from the flowers. Fantastic. Is that a villa or what? Well, we're gonna keep climbing. There's a graveyard here to the left, but now we have the view. I think they made a bench for us. And here's the mausoleum. Beautiful stonework. It was created by Ivan Račić, famous Croatian sculptor. 3 years to build it. And of course, brass stone, yeah. So, I assume that Račić's family was well off. Amazing. Beautiful. And you can walk down here also, apparently. Not sure where that leads you. Maybe to the other side of the peninsula. Let's go down to the center of town again. We have some more to explore. We need also to get out in this area of town and in this area of town, so we might as well get going. Anyway, there was a roughly, I would say, at least 100 steps to get up to the mausoleum. Just for you to know, but we saw there's another way you can come up there. I couldn't find that on the map, but apparently there's a walking path up there which didn't seem to have stairs, just a lot of incline. Okay, Hotel Subita, pretty nice little hotel. Definitely like the looks of it, and you know, have very interesting high sticks palms. So, oh, wine bar. I love it. Oh, I love it. Let's see if it says a name here. It says happy hour. Okay, I also like that name. Well, from 17 to 8, we will not be filming, just for your information. We have other things to do. We want to go up and explore the old houses, see what we can find. Wow, look at this side from where you see all the garden, palms. Wow, 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 wow. I'm sold. I'm sold. Unfortunately, it's part of our everyday life here in the area of Dubrovnik. Another holiday house. Wow. And here's one. Absolutely beautiful. Wow, isn't this just? But this street, Priego, is the main one through the old town part. But look, they are renovating them. I just love when they do this. Okay, they can't agree. 60 or 66. Maybe. Yeah, that's definitely straight, because he said 64. So somebody maybe had a little bit juice. Oh, no, what's the system about this? All of them have two numbers. 60, 66, with 6 numbers in difference. So they renumbered it or what? After they had these stone ones put on, then they somehow later renumbered it. That must be the case. But look how beautiful it is. Wow, 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 wow. Isn't that just lovely? That's an old water pump or what? I think so. And they have the same here, like we saw everywhere in Dubrovnik. I still can't, you know, you see these stone ones going down below the window and these two eyes which are up at the top of the window. According to information we can find, this was because there was a wooden balcony. But I simply can't get my head around it, because if you look at the height of the window, who could use that balcony? Because, you know...
They were not sitting there, maybe they were just, you know...
For putting flowers or, you know, whatever, yeah, that's possible, yeah. Because it makes no sense to me. Small church. And I love when they put the flowers around, you know, it just looks so beautiful. So beautiful. And here we have the lemon for happy hour. No, lovely part of the town, lovely part. Oh, another small church. Holiday house, Villa Magnolia, Villa Sole. I think you can just, you know, walk around here for quite some time, you know, if you want to explore all of this. But beautiful stone houses everywhere. Another villa. I mean, I really hope you get, you know, that the footage gives the idea how nice this looks, because it's really amazing. And I was surprised how many villas they have up in this area. So now we're going down to the Riva again, and I wanted to pass by this place. This is a shell museum, which is a privately run museum. One family was collecting shells and was having them at home, but at one point of time, you know, the collection got so big, so they opened a museum. And I think, don't hang me out on this, but I think they have over 3,000 different shells from all around the world. And here you can see, you know, you can visit any day of the week. That's the main church. We are back down on the Riva again, and so now we're gonna go a little bit out towards, and follow the walking path out in this bay. There's a few places out there I would like to show you. So what do they have here? Spaghetti bolognese, something to compare, chivabi, 17 euro, chicken salads, 14, 15 euro. No, one thing I noticed the other evening, what I really liked about Cavtat, when I was in here the other evening and having a dinner, and I was walking around to check out what I wanted to eat. All the restaurants had the menu outside, which I really loved. So you could check out what they had, what was the prices. I think other cities could take an example in Cavtat with doing that. I really loved it. Up here is a historical Villa Banac, which is today a restaurant, wine bar. So now we actually went up to visit Villa Banac, because I think you should see this historical old building, which is now a restaurant. Don't mind the noise, they are building, reconstructing next door, but look at this. So if you want to sit somewhere, enjoy the view of Cavtat, I don't think it gets any better. And another thing is, so in the evening, of course you have lights everywhere, but imagine, you're sitting here You have a beautiful view of Cavtat, and you have Dubrovnik just in front of you. You have the sun, which is gonna set not directly over Dubrovnik, but a little bit to the left of it here. You will see the sun go down. I don't think it gets much better than this. Fantastic. Look, old villa, family villa. I love it. Just fantastic. Really beautiful. You can see it from the other side. Or of course, when you're here, go up and have a look. So this is part of the, the villa. So the terrace is upstairs. And here is the first beach. If you go to this side, concrete beach. We had a great footage from the mausoleum looking down at the city, but look from this side. So there's a nice coffee bar out here where you have seating on the different levels. And of course, when you sit here, you are enjoying the view of the city to its full extent. Up here behind us we have a large 5-star hotel called Hotel Croatia. See, this was where I bought my ticket. Special offer, €15 for a return ticket to the Dubrovnik. No, so this peninsula, as you can see, walking path up there, here around. So if you're looking to have a morning run, you can take this one, you can take the other peninsula. Plenty of options. And kayaks, subs. I mean, when you look at the town from here, it just looks magnificent. So out here is a beach bar. And I must confess, I'm not 100% sure if it's connected with the hotel Croatia up here, because they also have a small beach on the other side. But looking at the guests here and everything, I could imagine that it has something to do with the hotel. And there's also a stair going up here. Spinnaker Restaurant and Beach Bar. So you can definitely have something to eat down here, something to drink. What's not to like? What's not to like, I would say. And if you don't feel like, renting deck chairs and this, you can see small places along here where you can come with a towel. Think pretty good, and you see the walking path. People are walking out there. We're not gonna do that today. I just wanted to take you out to this area, just for you to have a feel, see the Cavtat, how beautiful the old town is from this side. And now we are basically gonna go back to the center, and we're gonna explore the other side of the old town to see how that one looks like. We are now back where we started, and we're gonna go out on this side of the peninsula and follow the coast out there. And we of course are gonna add some maps to the video so you can follow where we walked around. But what I just wanted to show you, there's a Golden Milo. restaurant here, and as you can see, you can pick your own fish. And if you're not rather want a lobster, that's also an option. And as you see, driving in the city, and I see on the promenade, not possible. I think it's only delivery cars and this stuff which are allowed to go in. So this is the kind of the center of town where we started. Then we walked out here, turned around, went up to the mausoleum, came down again. Then we walked up, I think this one, Gundolitsa, and followed that one where we saw all the nice villas, came down again, and then we walked out to this part till we get to the lounge area, beach lounge, and now we're back, and now we're gonna walk all this way out here. You see number 23 around here, and you see there's a hotel area out here with some beaches. So this is the plan now, but anyway, what I want to say, if you visit Cavtat by car, or you want to do a day trip, you have plenty of parking options down here, and you can also, you see on the bus to Dubrovnik Cavtat, if you're staying in Dubrovnik, you can take the city bus out here. It costs very little, maybe 3, 4, 5 euro. 5 euro, I would say max. Or of course the boat, as I already mentioned. If you're staying in Dubrovnik, Cavtat is definitely something to consider for a day trip. Super easy and really lovely place. And of course, if you're staying in Cavtat, you should do Dubrovnik the other way around. So out here also plenty of places where you can sit, have a bite. Oh, he's collecting bottles. Very good. Wow. Love it. Put tea here is where we're walking now. So much more quiet in this area compared to the main promenade, but nevertheless, really, really nice Hotel Cavtat in Cavtat. Well, but I love this area. So my question is, when is not happy hour? Well, that's hard to compete with if there's happy hour for 11 hours. Hello, hello. But you have so many nice places out here. You know, if you're staying in an apartment around here, you know, there's a chance you wouldn't get that far. When you just get down here, find a place. Again, look, a small sandy beach. No, but if you're 1.80 meters, 1.90 meters, how can you sit in that car, you know, and drive it, you know? So I did not know there was a sandy beach here. That was a kind of surprise. I would say Cavtat is full of surprises, and most of them, almost all of them, super positive. Super positive. Before these days here, I only knew Cavtat, you know, from business meetings, coming here, just having a few coffees. I didn't really pay attention to the city in that sense. The feeling, the vibe now is just absolutely perfect. Again here, no traffic, walkable. So now you can see Hotel Cavtat. Also looks a lot of it to be newly renovated. And you can see that boat carries the old Cavtat name, Epidaurum, or some places they use Epidaurus. So now we can really see this is the peninsula. This is the backside of the peninsula where we walked on the other side where we had the promenade. We walked out on this one and we didn't go all the way over to this area, but if we had circumvented it, walked around the head of it, we would have come down basically and ended over there where the boats are. Okay, this one needs a helping hand for sure. A lot of patience and a lot of work. But for that, you have a yellow bridge in front for some reason. I'm not sure what that means. See some of the tours here. Elefati, Blue Cave, Lokrum. Highly recommend to visit Lokrum. Fantastic nature place. And Elefati we haven't been yet, but we are definitely also going to go there. So also here we have a very nice beach. I think this is probably the biggest beach, and the beach is like the bistro here, Bistro Žal. The beach is called Beach Žal. And I can't even see if it's sand when you get out a little bit, but it looks not to be getting too deep, too fast. So it looks absolutely okay. And of course hotels up here, so those are the people mainly going to this beach. Sports equipment, kayaks, all these things. Okay, this is some other story here, huh? I cannot believe $2.70 for half a liter of beer. That's unbelievable. Basically, we have shown you the bigger part of Cavtat now. You see it continues a little bit out, so you can still walk around and there's a little bit more beach. But we saw the center of the city, we checked the seaside promenade, we walked to the mausoleum, we walked a little bit around the peninsula in the green area and checked out the old town. So I hope this video gave you an idea if Cavtat is a place for you to go on holiday. I would say I'm really taken by it. I really loved the place. You have the planes coming, that might be some negative for people, but I really, when you hear a few of them, you don't, for me personally, I would not notice it anyway. I think the plus side here in Cavtat is just too many. So if you're on holiday and you want to see Dubrovnik and you don't necessarily want to stay in Dubrovnik, this is definitely an alternative. So hope you like the video. Please give it a like, subscribe to our channel, and till the next one.